So, T-minus, I don't know, 10 or 11 days until Buffalo Stampede. And, still a little bit of time to get some work done. Plan for this afternoon is 10 by 1 minute hill efforts, followed by a 20-minute tempo. Put the speedy road shoes on today too, because we had a bit of rain overnight, and I'm not a fan of submitting myself to the mercy of the leeches in the bush. So, get this done on the road in much more pleasant conditions. The heat wave of last week is behind us, and things have finally chilled out a bit, so much more excited to get amongst it, albeit on the road. Let's go do it. Yeah, I feel like I'm at that point of fitness where you kind of crave the pain cave a little bit. And, I've been listening to a lot of David Roche's podcasts, and really been trying to dial in exactly where that sort of threshold effort should sit. I've oscillated wildly between probably way too hard and then not hard enough. But I think the guy sort of puts his hand up to cast an eye over your training sessions and just to tell you where he thinks that that lactate threshold is. And I think I'm going to send him the data from that run. I worked pretty hard, intentionally probably a little bit too hard, with the purpose of sending this file to David Roche for him to have a look. So I'll send that email later this afternoon and see what he says. Cool. Wednesday morning. I'm a hardened man of consistency when it comes to just the weekly rhythms of life. And I've been a long run on Friday type of guy for years. Fits in with my schedule, and I've worked around that for a long time, but things have been changing, and Wednesday looks like it's going to be the new long run day. But 9 days out from Buffalo Stampede, probably not a bad time to tick off the last big one. Think about 3 hours in the bush, fair bit of hiking and climbing, keeping it nice and controlled. That's the plan. Do it. That was a struggle. Some days you feel good and actually exist in flow state. And some days just a battle from the start to the end. Anyway, I just took it easy, got it done, 28 Ks, 1,200 meters of vert in 3 and a bit hours. I guess from here on in, it's a case of trying to freshen up and feel good for Buffalo Stampede in a week and a bit. I have a random selection of Coca-Cola in my fridge though, so I'm going to double park myself with an on-out beer, Coca-Cola. Hopefully that makes me feel better. Just cruising for the rest of the day though. This Wednesday long run vibes really thrown a bit of a spanner in the works for me. You see, I've always had my rest day the day immediately following my long run, but it feels so weird not running on a Thursday. Look, the weather's turned and it's actually pretty gross outside. It's cold and wet, and yeah, that combined with the fact that I actually felt pretty flat on my run yesterday, I decided to give myself the day off. 8 days out from Buffalo Stampede now, and the focus is very much just on feeling good about running. So yeah, treated myself to a day off without much else to do, which doesn't happen often. Anyway, I'm going to kick back, enjoy this, and put the feet up. So, if running ultra marathons wasn't proof enough that I'm a sucker for punishment, then this surely is. That's right. I got another pair of Hoka Mafates. You know, I think the only benefit in this whole Hoka saga is that I'm stuck in a closed financial loop where I buy a pair of Hokas and then break them, and then they're refunded under a warranty claim, and then I get another pair. And the circle continues. I'm not okay with the amount of waste that I'm producing, but I need shoes to run in, and the Hokas work well on my feet. So at least for now, I'm going to stick with them. And right now, I'm going to stick these on my feet, get an hour or so done in the bush. And that is another week done. 98 kilometers, 9.5 hours of running, about 2,500 meters of vert. Look, all things considered, off the back of what was a pretty nasty sickness a couple of weeks ago, that's a reasonable week. I'm looking forward to Buffalo Stampede. Hopefully I've got enough climbing in the legs, because it's a lot of climbing down there. But either way, I'm looking forward to being down there. Got a big house with a whole bunch of mates, so it should be a fun weekend. David Roche responded to my email too, which is pretty crazy. 176 is his approximation of my lactate threshold heart rate, which might not mean much to you. It's really only starting to mean something to me right now. But basically, big picture, that hopefully helps me better allocate my effort, particularly with respect to intervals and harder running. Give me some good longevity, because hopefully gearing up for UTMB, I'm gonna put some big work in. But this week is just gonna be about freshening up, a couple of short runs, a few strides, take it easy, hopefully put myself in the best place possible for Buffalo Stampede next weekend. So yeah, pack my gear, probably gonna get my hair cut now, call it a week. I guess I'll see you on the other side.